You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AfterBuzz TV for Bad Girls Club. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Bad Girls Club news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AfterBuzz TV for Bad Girls Club.
Voodoo got the voodoo for these bitches. I got the voodoo, got the voodoo, got the voodoo for these bitches.
Yo, what up, AfterBuzzers? It's your boy DJ Jesse here, and we are joined in studio tonight for the Bad Girls Club Season 7, Episode 2, Call Me Karma. I'm here with two lovely little folk here. Of course, we all know Christina Beatty, the bad girl herself.
That's right, bad girl.
And we have a newcomer to AfterBuzz and to Bad Girls Club, Mr. Joe LaBelle.
Hello, glad to be here.
All right, so let's get into this crazy little episode. Before we do, a few announcements. #1 announcement is check us out on iTunes. We're back up.
Yes, up and
Download
streaming.
us. Up and streaming. Download us. Check us out. We have to give credit because we're doing this thing with the top 3 podcasts we announced during the week.
Mm-hmm.
They are, #1 is Glee Project.
Oh, good job, little Glee folk.
Congratulations. #2 is Miss Courtney Stewart's Project Runway.
Yeah, Courtney.
And then we got #3, South Park.
Ooh,
yeah.
South Park back again.
South Park has been hanging strong for
Hey.
a while now. So appreciate that, but we need all you viewers out there to get us up to the top. Let's get Bad Girls Club up there.
It won't be hard, honey.
Won't be hard.
Legit show.
Yeah. So other than that, I mean, crazy headache of an episode.
Let's kick it off with a Heineken.
Before it's early in the morning, let's start with a Heineken.
Exactly. Bring on the day.
So before we get started, Joe, just an overall, what was your thoughts on experiencing this delightful little show?
Well, see, I'm a Bad Girls Club virgin, and
Welcome.
I'm glad to be here. That was a mess. I don't know how else to put it, but I'm definitely a little bit dumber now after having watched that show.
Have you ever seen women act like this?
No. Not to that extent, not at all.
But you should also, I mean, sometimes I watch this and I say, wow, I'm really proud of my life.
Well, yes, if you want to watch a show and come away feeling good about yourself, watch Bad Girls Club, because this will do it. I know women, when they're together, I'm sure do a lot of crazy things, but this is sort of over the top. And I think at about 5 minutes into it, I just didn't quite know what to expect, and my brain went a little bit numb. So, but it was definitely entertainment, absolutely.
At its finest.
Oh, yes.
May not be classy entertainment, but it sure is entertainment.
I mean, if you want to learn how to brawl,
this is a
put
good,
your
good
dukes
start.
up.
I have to badge if you're looking for class, you're probably not going to watch Bad Girls Club. It's not the top of your list for class, so I don't think that's going to disappoint many people here.
This
Not
is
at all.
not the Real Housewives.
No, not for one bit.
All right, so let's get into this. Obviously, last episode we met our girls, and we met Judy.
Who's your favorite, honey?
Nastasia. I love
Me
her.
too.
I gotta say.
Same page, honey.
I think she has a little negative side. I do think that's in there, but we all do. We all have that side where you push us a little too far, we're gonna react. But I liked. We'll get into what she did later in the episode, but I just think she's the realest in the house.
I agree, but you never want to. You never want to piss off the realest person, because those are the people you don't want to see.
Because
mad.
they will get real.
Real quick.
Real quick. I don't know. Like, I have feelings about everybody, and we're going to talk about the bonus scenes in which I watched, which kind of made me think differently about everybody.
Oh.
I mean, last episode, I'll talk about one of the bonus scenes that I saw. Just because last episode, we see Judy and Shelley get in this automatic fight. And it all stemmed from the fact that Shelley was in the club and Judy was off dancing with boys. And Shelley felt, we're here, we're supposed to be starting, this is like a family, we should all be, hanging out with each other.
That's kind of like an oxymoron, though.
Right. Well, here's what the bonus clip showed. The bonus clip showed Judy following Shelley everywhere in the house. She was like her shadow.
Oh.
Judy looked up to Shelley.
She's the Kristen to the Leah.
So then Shelley kept like trying to ditch her, and she was like, oh, Judy's annoying. She follows me everywhere. She just likes me too much. I don't like it. And she said, I'm not trying to like make friends here. She's like, I'm not trying to like go out and like hang out with everybody at the same time. Like, she's like, I want to meet people. I want to have fun. I want to drink. I want to party. Shelley said that.
Oh, what?
Yeah, made me think totally different about the whole situation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, interesting editing choice. Oxygen Network, very interesting.
I agree.
Now, on the other hand, another bonus clip I saw was Judy running up to Shelley's room, taking her leather jacket and rubbing it against her, as we learned the word today,
wolf monkey. Her Madonna.
Her Madonna.
Ooh, wait.
So,
Why?
yeah, I don't know. But before let's not get away from the wolf monkey right now. The beginning of the episode, everyone's annoyed with Judy. First thing in the morning, Judy's up drinking a Heineken.
Cheers.
Cheers. Like Rihanna said, I'll drink to that.
Amen.
Tiara and Nastasia are annoyed a little bit.
It's safe to say.
I kind of understand where they're coming from in that sense. I mean, you just went buck wild last night and you're drinking a Heineken this morning.
Exactly. Like, you're not sorry for anything.
No.
Not in the least. She's like, I'll apologize just after this one beer.
Yeah. Well, maybe she had a hangover, and sometimes, beer can
I mean, she did have that walk of shame outfit going.
She is just a walk of shame, period.
Possibly.
All right. So then we had Shelley. Shelley's story this episode was that her militant girlfriend, she misses her, and she wants her to come out and visit. What, Joe, overall everything with this situation, what were your thoughts of Shelley? Shelley was the blonde lesbian. Just the overall character.
I feel like she had moments of actually seeming reasonable, and other moments where she'd completely swing off her rocker. But I guess that's probably true with all of them, though. They all seem to have those moments. But I felt actually decent about her overall. I feel like, obviously, between her and Tasha and Priscilla, I guess they all had this thing with Judy. So they all seem to have that same problem. But I think she clearly has seems like the biggest problem with Judy, which I don't blame her, because Judy would absolutely drive me insane. She seems like the kind of person that just draws attention to herself all the time and thrives
just overly
on that.
Loud and abrasive.
Yeah, she has to be the loud one in the room. Yeah, exactly. She has to be the one that's loud, that gains the attention of everybody, and yet at the same time she hates that. So Shelley seems to be putting up with her pretty well, but I don't know. I haven't seen enough of her to know one way or the other at this point. What do you think about her, Jesse?
Well, Christina actually likes.
I thought Shelley was cool.
Yeah.
I thought she was cool, but at the same time, like, I totally see what Nastasia is talking about when she says you're not strong if you need two other people to hold you up. You know what I mean? You have to embrace your emotions and own those and move right on from that. And she is continuing to drag the situation out. Like, instead of doing the adult thing and going to talk to her one-on-one.
Because she should have been the one to talk to her versus Nastasia.
Maybe, but maybe she doesn't know how to. I feel like she's a little young in that aspect.
Isn't she one of the oldest, though?
I feel like maybe she's a little young in that aspect. You know what I mean? Because it takes an adult to go out there and, take somebody's apology, let alone give one.
Right.
So
Tasha goes, they come back because Shelley and them for fighting. They had to go be put in a hotel. They come back. Tasha sees her bed all
Bad girl
dirty.
suspension.
Yeah, her bed was dirty, had muffin.
I didn't throw no muffins. I would have ate those muffins. I love muffins. She reminded me of that one girl from last season, the skinny black stripper. I'm sleep. I've been sleep. I'm sleep.
Brandy, right?
Yes.
Girl, that is why you keep saying last season. That was not last season. Just because
2 seasons ago.
Because you didn't watch last season does not mean the one you watched was last season.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
I remember people who make an impression.
Asleep.
Thank you.
Well, you didn't watch last season?
Last season, what cast was that?
Last season
They like
was
all ran together for me.
sit on it and rotate.
Negative. I didn't catch that season. Had to take a little hiatus after. Wait, no, last season was the Morgan season.
No.
That was the season before. Yeah. Had to catch up. Need a little bad girl break.
So Tasha and Priscilla seem to be the buddies here. Usually when you usually the way it goes in the Bad Girls house is the two weakest girls team up with each other.
That's an interesting.
So you think those are the two weakest girls?
Absolutely. We already know Tasha has explained and said, I'm not a fighter. I'm just the pretty girl that goes out and parties.
What?
And Priscilla, I believe, she has the hard, Jersey talk.
Big bark.
But, yeah, I don't think there's any bite there unless she's with other people. I think she could snap off, but I think she needs, and we saw that in this episode, she needs a crew behind her.
See, I thought Angelic was going to be the lowest one on the totem pole, but I don't think so after this episode. I think you're right about the buddies.
Yeah, no. The thing about Angelic is Angelic's from the Bronx. And if we know anything about people from the Bronx is
brawl off.
Yeah, they don't really play. They will get up in your face. They can be pretty. They will wear all the makeup. They'll have all the nails done. Their hair will be done. And they're not afraid to mess it up.
Hey.
At all.
She's got a pair of flip-flops in her bag for any given moment.
No, the bitch will go barefoot.
Okay.
They don't wear
Jesus style.
She got chacletas. That's what they call them up in Washington Heights.
Ooh.
So Judy, this whole bed situation, and it's like, the thing with Judy is, as much as she annoys me, I know they're editing it to make her look way worse than she actually is. And the thing that bothers me
because she's an
with
easy
her,
target.
right? Well, yeah, she sure makes it.
she
like,
she
who
shows her
says
ass.
something like, "Yeah, I broke glass on your bed.
Sleepy glass.
I spill liquid all over it. I ripped up the picture. I dropped that on there. I put all this stuff on there, but I did not put the muffin on your bed."
She did a Rick James though on that. She was like, I didn't mess up your bed. I was fucked up. I messed up your bed. I'm sorry.
But I did not put the muffin.
She's like,
in. She was
those
really
muffins
adamant
were
about
not
that.
me. I would have eaten
I
them.
would have ate those muffins. Like, no, girl, go someplace with that.
To the bakery.
To the bakery. Please take those muffins to the bakery.
Where they belong.
So within this, Shelley, is going through her issues with her girlfriend and explains the skull that she has that her girlfriend gave her as a gift. Now here's the side of Shelley that I say to myself, questionable. You know what Judy's like. You know this. You've lived with her for 2 days and you already think the girl's tapped. You don't provoke something like that. You don't provoke somebody like that. You just leave her alone, let her live in her own whatever voodoo world she lives in.
Okay, she's like, at this point, I'm just going to make this girl hit me.
Right.
Like, really? That's
But
like
not
picking
even-
on a
but-
3-year-old.
But before that, she's like Judy's so tapped. She, you saw her voodoo doll, correct?
Right. Yeah.
Missing bubs.
Yeah. Last episode, she literally was walking around with this like it was her best friend. She was having conversations with this doll. Like, screws loose.
No, screws missing.
Missing. Yeah. No one knows where they were. They were never put in there to begin with. But at the so you already know Shelley's in this. Judy's in this crazy place. Why provoke her and why take the doll? When you know she's already said how many times, if you do something to me, I'm going to do something to you 10 times worse.
It almost seems like that she's the type that's just going to push buttons. That's kind of what she would do. and she probably enjoys that, but maybe not thinking too far ahead of what the consequences might be.
Right.
But clearly it seems like she likes provoking Judy, and Judy has absolutely no problem retaliating. But I think that, like, you're right, that should have been clear from early on that would be something that would very likely happen.
Yeah, the phone call with her mama.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, this skull is the most important thing to me. I'm going to put it right next to the bed in which I sleep, right next to the girl that I hate.
Right, so whoever hates me or has a problem with me, just attack this skull, please. That's, she's like asking for it pretty much, so Judy was the first one to take the bait pretty much.
Right.
Whatever that means.
And who do you blame for that situation? I mean, yes, it's not mature of Judy, but
and Judy definitely had a good point. She was like, you know what? I'm not going in that lake to get your skull. Are you going in that lake to get that skull? She's like, oh, you sure are. That's right, because she runs her.
Mm-hmm. And good point. I mean, as crazy as Judy is, this is why I think the editing's really done well. Or I guess it's not really done well. But
they just play the most important parts.
Right, but the sense of it, Judy, you can tell Judy has some sort of smarts. Obviously, she gets messy when she's drunk. But for her to be saying things along the lines of, you guys can't live without my name coming out of your mouth. I'm the star of the show. I'm the one walking around here. I'm the one that has all your buttons pushed. And I'm just looking up on the screen now, and I didn't realize she hid the voodoo doll under her bed.
Mm-hmm. Honey, but you know where all that comes from. That's her role model, her mama.
Well, yeah, because
she's like, you retaliating on them bitches? I was like, what? Whose mama would say that?
Yeah.
That, and on top of it, I'm always like, I wonder if these girls think my mom's watching this. Like, I'm ashamed of myself. Well, clearly this girl's like,
her mom's in the background rooting for her in the bushes with binoculars.
You should have hit that bitch.
Okay, go to timeout until you learn how to fight.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, Jesse, I was going to ask you. You kind of talked about it, but what is it about Judy that makes you think that she has? I don't know about a softer side, but a side where she's not as crazy as they make her seem.
Because all right, watching the bonus clips, I was really shocked. I was really, really shocked because they didn't give us anything like that in the first episode. They did not show any type of normal side with Judy in the first episode. So to see her and Shelley interacting in that way, it was really like, well, wait a minute, what's going on? What's really going on with this situation? Now, what makes me think that? I think she's playing a character. And I think she's doing it on purpose because the thing about these girls is they come on the show and none of them get recognized. It's kind of like we don't really ever care about... We don't care about these girls 2 or 3 months after the season's over. The only one we did was season 5 and season 2 with Tanisha. Those are the only ones that really stick out in that sense of it. So here we are. We come into this house, and it's like she keeps saying the same thing. These girls are antagonizing me. Now they are antagonizing her, but in the same sense, watching that bonus clip, seeing the way Shelley is reacting, Nastasia is one of the most normal in the house, and even she is looking at it like, no, there's something wrong with this situation. I know the editing with this, and actually, I just read an article about MTV and the contracts they have these people sign. So I can imagine what Oxygen has these girls sign. But basically, you have to sign a contract that says, we can destroy your personality. We can make you look how evil as we want you to. We can make you look as slutty as we want you to.
Yeah, and clearly none of these girls care about that.
Well, clearly none of these girls read the contract.
Right.
Because they're allowing this to happen. I mean, that would stop me from signing a contract.
Yeah. Well, it's... they're provoking every minute of the show to have something go wrong.
They're just looking for their 5 minutes, really.
Yeah. One thing that I thought was interesting, Jesse, where I had a little sense of maybe what you're talking about with Judy was actually towards the end when they got done with the conversation at the table, and she said it made a comment like, "It's nice to not just talk to my voodoo doll, but to have the girls
like normal
actually
people to
me."
talk to.
Yeah, and I that's when it clicked to me about the whole voodoo doll thing from the previous episode that I missed in terms of her actually talking with this doll.
Oh yeah,
but she seemed actually genuine when she was saying that she actually enjoyed that.
You saw a little glimmer of her positivity.
Right, which is kind of bizarre for a quick moment. That seemed like to me the moment of pause during the whole show, because the whole show is like this nuts the whole time going on.
Yeah,
and there's
exactly.
that little moment where, oh, okay, maybe something good's going to happen.
There's a real girl in there.
Right.
Possibly.
Yeah, almost.
Maybe. Right here, she's talking all by herself. That glass of red.
Yeah. She does get used to talking to herself.
Yeah, and she answers herself, too.
She said that. She said in that exact clip, well, first of all, can we please say what she said before that? She said, "These girls want to talk shit. I have eyes in the back of my head. I'm am Jesus."
Right. Yeah.
Like the quotes this girl gives are amazing.
You almost wonder if she writes these down before the show.
Practices.
Okay, this quote's been done. Check off, and then go to the next one and down the list.
But I mean, listen. If you really listen to what she's saying, she's saying, and even when she sat down with Nastasia, she said, "I appreciate you coming to me and talking to me, rather than every time these girls come to me, they're yelling in my face, talking shit or saying something negative about her."
Right.
Another thing, like this club scene going on right now, she's a sloppy girl. She's the youngest out of all of them, and she's dancing and her panties are up. Why are you yelling at her for that? What you should be doing as a woman is pulling her aside and being like, "Look,
well, that's what Tiara tried to do."
Right, but in the sense of that, it's just like if you've already been negative with the person,
well, yeah,
and you're trying, like, why would she listen to Tiara? They just got in a fight.
And she's like, "Oh, you don't want to listen? You want to drink water?" And pushes her down. Yeah.
Do you think she would have did that with Nastasia? Nastasia would have pulled her out and said, "Let's." No, you girl, you look sloppy. Or at least pull her dress down, let her continue what she's doing. She wasn't hurting anybody. If she wants to look like a whore, if she wants to look sloppy, let that happen.
She got to learn on her own.
There's always a bad girl that looks like that. You know what I mean?
And those are the ones that I think are looking for their 5 minutes. Or they just don't know how to act right.
No, she's definitely looking for 5 minutes, but at the same time, I don't think she knows how to. I think she is very young and immature. And actually, I thought Priscilla was gonna show me a different side of her, because she said, maybe she's just a young girl. We can help her out. Okay, you were on the right track, but like,
sucked on the follow through.
You can't attack trying to help somebody.
Well,
yeah, she needs to be handled with kitten paws.
Well, and someone like Judy, if you attack her, she's gonna attack right back.
Oh yeah.
If
she's not gonna sit there and listen.
Well, the other thing though too is a couple things, like as you were pointing out, Jesse. First of all, I think for someone to take her aside and do it in a polite way would mean that they actually care about her, which they don't. None of them seem to. So doing
not
that.
Yet.
Maybe not yet. Yeah, maybe once they get to know each other better, they would actually do something like that, more respectful. But that doesn't seem to be happening. I think in general with Judy, it's more a matter of she's also not going to respect someone that comes to her softly. I think because she's so loud and abrasive that she probably
would walk all over them.
Well, yeah, if someone came and said, Judy, I just think this, and this,
right? She's
still gonna flip out at him.
She's the flow.
Yeah, so she's a tough person, I think, to figure out how to approach. But it almost seems like once you get past that, whatever that wall is, she'd probably be a really good, I don't know, good friend is the right word, but someone who could actually open up and probably really be looking for that companionship.
I think you might be right about that.
Yeah, I think she would be very. I do think she would be a dedicated friend. I honestly believe that from her. And
she might have a lot of really close friends where she comes from, but here she's been that person that
under
right away
microscope.
from the beginning. Yeah.
What else do we see? So I mean, they were at the club and her skirt's coming up, and these are all signs of a young girl who, I don't want to say wasn't raised correctly.
She just doesn't know how to be a class act quite yet.
Right, and this is where it's like, and exactly like what you just said, Joe. You can tell she wants the attention because she's gonna get the attention any way she can. But what she's
attracting the
really
wrong kind of attention.
But she doesn't know that the attention she really wants is the attention Nastasia gave her. sitting down, and because Nastasia came at her softly, but like I'm not taking.
Yeah,
no bullshit.
she's like, don't make me look like Boo Boo the Fool.
But
That
you can
just don't
tell that
happen.
she's I guess you can come softly, but if you're more of a strong personality that takes a soft approach,
Come
she'd
softly,
respect that.
but come correct.
right.
Yeah.
And she's it was just about. I'm not apologizing. I'm not saying we're cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I like you. We're cool.
It's like you got something to prove
But
here.
you have to prove it to me, and I'm going to give you that second chance.
Yeah.
Not like, I don't like you, and, you can say this,
and I
but
need my
you
girls to hold me back.
Yeah, all that. But at the club, Tiara tried, like you said, Tiara tried to pick her up, and we learned Tiara does not like to see girls dancing with their wolf monkeys hanging out. Another word we have to add to the AfterBuzz TV dictionary.
Salute.
Yeah, Tiara, by the way, I actually, you mentioned as well, I think, that she seems pretty cool. Like
She seems normal-ish.
Yeah.
normal-ish for the most part. Like
She didn't fall at all this episode. I was proud.
Yeah, last episode she cannot walk in high heels.
Okay,
She's
3
so I
times
missed that.
in 10 minutes.
a little klutzy, perhaps. But
Yeah. She said she was dancing like a white girl, though. I was like, hold up, girl. You weren't doing too bad.
Well,
we're doing too bad.
Yeah, she was. I don't know what she was doing with her head. She was bobbing.
She's
her head
like,
from
it
side to
starts
side.
in the neck, but at least she owns it. I'm like, do what you do and do it well.
And that's the thing I like about her. She's goofy. She's quiet. She keeps to herself. But there are those times where
She will push you on the floor.
yeah.
yeah.
So she swung Judy on the floor. Judy ended up getting kicked out, and it's just again like
But she got kicked out. Did you notice who she was throwing stuff at?
it was the bus boy, right?
The guy that she was freaking on with her dress all up and everything. I'm like, okay, honey. Well, obviously he didn't mean anything to you, and now you're getting kicked out because you're being a douche to them.
Right. And I mean, these are just things that but I'm such a different
Moments with
person.
Judy, number
I
7.
would look at this girl and I would say, okay, like I
Tragedy.
would try to help her. I would really sit down and talk to her and be like, "Look, you look a mess. Like
You're
I know
so
you don't."
loving.
And it's just how I am, and that's why I wouldn't be good in the Bad Girls Club.
Yeah, you would. You'd be
They
the
would have,
baddest
like,
bitch in
throw
there.
all the shit at me.
Okay.
And Judy again. I'm the main attraction. The party ended because I got kicked out because I'm not inside.
I'm Jesus.
Yeah. More like Judas. So Shelley is upset. We go back to the house. Shelley's upset because her girlfriend can't visit. And then this is where some of the girls started seeing Shelley differently. They were like, what is this like attention that you need? And
Yeah. Like you should just need yourself.
right.
And that's a huge statement.
Now, but here's the thing. I mean, if you're in a relationship with somebody, I understand being upset you can't see them.
And not only that, but they're going to war before you can see them.
It's 3 months. Deal with it. I'm sure it's been longer than 3 months. I know you probably want her on the show for whatever reasons, but this is the thing where the other girls, and we've seen this in previous seasons, the other girls try to get whoever's in a relationship single so that they can mess around with everyone else too. And I think that's what's going to happen with Shelley. I definitely think Shelley's going to start messing around with other people.
Somebody in the house.
No, I don't think she's going to mess with anybody.
Are the rest of them all single? I didn't really
Yes.
follow. They all.
The
So
only
she's
one,
the only
Shelley's
one.
the only one that's in a relationship.
Yeah, well, that would be a ton of pressure off to right from the beginning. Just,
Honestly, I would never go into that house in a relationship at all.
I mean, you almost wonder if she
Ever.
really cares that much about this girl because just in reading the description of the show and knowing the show and what you're going to get into, how do you even expect to keep that relationship with something
That's
like this?
what-
I don't know.
that's what I'm
Maybe I'm wrong.
saying.
But,
Okay, I would go in it with a relationship. Reason
but
being,
you would go on this show?
Really?
girls.
Well, I guess had you been a female.
If I was a female, no, but with my mentality, I would go on the
No
show.
way.
If I was in a relationship, I mean, if it was like I started like dating somebody, no. But if I was in a relationship, I would go on the show because my personality, one, would not talk to any guys while being a part of this because I would be so.
You'd be the strong one.
I would.
And, yeah.
I would get into the drama. I would get into all the fun stuff. But as far as the guys on here, like if you talk to one guy, you could make that. They can make that look like turn you into a whore. I would be so paranoid of what the cameras were gonna make me look like.
Exactly.
Well, I think that's it more than anything. It's almost not so much what your actions would be specifically, but what you would be made out to be doing or looking like. You even mentioned with Judy how they're making her maybe seem worse than she is. But if you go onto this show and you at all care about your perception, and specifically when you're dating or engaged or married to someone, you would ruin. I would think you would just ruin that the second that an episode is turned on, or at least you'd have the risk of that relationship being squashed because the other person watches one of these shows and you could say something or do something that would just be completely.
I would only do the show single, and that's the only way I would do it.
Yeah, single and young, where you don't care too much about the repercussions.
It'd have to be the right situation.
Either single and young or single and really old, where your life's behind you, where you don't care anymore.
Yeah,
so
like,
whatever you do,
game on.
Yeah, whatever. my life's pretty well done anyway. So, but yeah.
So then we get back to the house. Judy's on the phone with her mom, and while she's on the phone, the girls pack all her shit up and start feuding with her.
Yay!
Again, pushing her button. Yeah, I mean, like, this is what we love this show for. Like, as you see on the TV, Shelley's grinding on the voodoo doll, ripping the stuff.
Grind on me.
Shelley ended up tugging like Judy. I thought she was gonna push her into the pool at one point.
I was hoping.
Everyone was trying to just kick her out. And I gotta say, I'm really surprised Judy didn't break down and cry.
Dude, she's too strong for that.
That was a lot of people in your face throwing things at you. This is the second day, and
she's like, I don't care. I don't care.
I love the scene where where Shelley pushed her out of the house, and Judy goes, "It's a beautiful day."
I know. Oh my God. She's like, I stayed up practicing that late last night.
She is so stupid. I love it.
And she's like, who would do this? As she's kicking that older gentleman cop. It's like, who would do this? Who would do this?
Wait,
that guy seemed pretty entertained, and he just like, whatever.
Yeah, he's just like, this chick is so drunk, and she's
not
getting that
not
cab.
trouble. She's just
a mess.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't kicking him. I thought at first she was playing like footsie with him, the way she was hitting his
wolf monkey hanging out.
Wolf monkey. So then that's when Nastasia brought her out for a talk, and that, I just have a lot of respect for her now. The fact that she became mother and did that, pulled her out and said, you know what, if these girls aren't going to stop the drama in the house, clearly she's not getting kicked out. She's been sent out of the house.
She's like, yo, are you staying? She's like, okay, good. Check it. This is what we're going to do.
Yeah, I loved it. Julie apologized to her. Also apologized to Angelique. And I believe probably Tiara, because they were all in the kitchen talking. And this is where I liked, Angelique. She just doesn't want...
That's exactly what I was going to say.
She doesn't want drama. She'll deal with the drama, and she will become drama if she needs to be.
She's like, look, I'm crazy. I get it. We're all crazy. We're all broken. But let's keep it real.
Right. Like she says every time, she says, I just don't want to argue. I'm sick of the arguing.
Oh, angelic.
Yeah. Now, here we go. Shelley, Priscilla, and Tasha. I don't know if you remember the season with Tanisha, but there were 3 girls, and they were called the Hyenas.
Vaguely.
Okay. Now, the reason they were called the Hyenas is because they did everything together, and the 3 of them would pick on a target in the house, and they were called the Hyenas because all 3 of them would laugh at the same time, and it would sound like cackling.
Oh, my.
Do you remember this?
Vaguely.
Okay. That's what I see this coming as. Shelley, Priscilla, and Tasha. The 3 of you guys are so weak that you need Shelley to be the muscle, Priscilla to be the talk, and Tasha
to be the pretty face.
Yeah, the pretty girl. Or just Tasha's just the extra
the
vote.
Broke ass Charlie's Angels.
Right, she's as Judy said. They pull her out to have a talk. I thought Priscilla was going to be real about it, because this is the second time Priscilla said, what's your problem with me? The first episode, Priscilla did try to talk to Judy. And it was just handled very incorrectly. Nastasia saw that, and she started getting upset that Shelley even brought the other girls and couldn't talk to her by herself. Even when Shelley wanted to smoke a cigarette, she was like, I'm not going outside in there. I'm not talking to her. And it was just like...
That makes Shelley a bit of a baby.
Yeah, like, you're a grown woman. Don't tell her she's immature if you can't handle the situation. Because no way would I be living in a house with somebody that I couldn't talk to, that I couldn't pull out and say,
exactly.
All right, you know this is some bullshit. This is some drama. This is the second day. We're here for 3 months. I'm not living like this. I want to enjoy myself.
Exactly.
You know, it almost seems like, I could be completely wrong, but the producers here set this show up. I have a feeling that reason, or the sense of reason, was at the very bottom of their list for any of these girls, and probably every episode or every season.
Of course, they look at personalities and how they're going to react to one another.
Well, yeah, if any of them had the ability to sort of have a sense of reason or to take a step back and take a deep breath, the show would not be nearly what it is. So I think, but Shelley, clearly, without having that sense of reason and being able to accept an apology, she'll hold a grudge. Most people, I would think, could at least have a moment and say, okay, yeah, you know what, I get it. Let's move on from it. And then maybe if it happens again, then it's right down the same path. But she doesn't want anything to do with that, from what it seems like.
She's the Teresa of these housewives.
I mean, so yeah, that was the basic of it. That was basically the episode. I mean, any last thoughts before we head over to a commercial break, or any favorite moments, or just hot messery moments that I totally
in the very beginning, when Judy was making her apology to Natasha, she made that confession. She's like, I apologized to her, but I really didn't mean it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, girl.
Wait, that wasn't to Nastasia.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Or
that was before that.
Priscilla, maybe? Wait.
It was to Priscilla for her bed. No, to Tasha for her bed. She said, I'm sorry, I really didn't mean to do it. And
no, it's to Natasha.
No, it wasn't. Because remember when she came at the very beginning and she made the mess out of the bed, she walked in the bedroom and Tasha pulled her aside and said, I've never done anything to you. I never did anything wrong to you. And she said, yep, you're right. And that's why I'm apologizing to you. And that's why I'm going to clean it up. But I'm not cleaning up the muffin. She said, but I am sorry. I am sorry. And then that's when she turned and she said, but I know I said I'm sorry, but I'm not really. She wouldn't say that about Nastasia just because.
She better not, or else.
I mean, think about it. I really think that
My dog.
I honestly think that she had respect for her to come out to her and talk to her like that.
I hope so.
I do believe that.
I really hope so, because it threw me off thinking that. I was like, wait, what?
And I hope you're smart enough to know that they will play that clip if you were to say, I didn't mean I'm sorry.
Oh, of course, at the reunion, and I'll be there with my popcorn and Skittles in the popcorn.
Well, it seems like every reality show, when they have those moments where they talk to the camera, they know that this is going to be seen by everybody. So if you actually feel that way, you should probably just be direct to the person. Otherwise,
yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, you look completely fake for the rest of the time with that person. So, but hey.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah. So that was our episode tonight. When we come back from this commercial break, we will get into some predictions.
Yay.
Want to find out what the AfterBuzz is about?
Janice is a drama queen.
This is the divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call. 424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean.
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Find out why AfterBuzz TV is the #1 source for after-show content.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from? Your husband or your best friend?
The wig! The wig will come out.
When the TV show is over, get your AfterBuzz on. And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, so next week they're going to be the Grand Marshals for a Mardi Gras parade.
Yeah.
So that's always fun. That's even more alcohol and drama, which will be involved after all that. Judy wants to, what did Angela call it? Pounce.
They were pouncing on the breakfast bar.
Yeah, please don't do that.
That's where y'all eat.
I don't want gonorrhea in my eggs.
Okay. A little something extra on the side.
Yeah. So yeah, Judy wants to pounce in the next episode, and Nastasia and Priscilla fight. That looks interesting. So what do we think
Priscilla
happening?
and Tasha.
Yeah, she's gonna take
All
it on.
them.
Do we think it's gonna involve Judy, or do we think it's going to stem off of her aggravation for Shelley, and these two girls are gonna step in for Shelley, or do we think it's gonna be a whole new type of drama?
It's always somebody fighting somebody else's battles when it comes to the buddy system.
So you think this whole thing's gonna start due to what Nastasia said to Shelley? They did leave us on that, so I'm sure that's how they'll continue into it. And these girls will fight her battle, which is kind of weird because although Shelley, as I said, Shelley is really afraid, and so she won't stand up to somebody who can really lay it down. So I think that's maybe where Priscilla and Tasha are gonna come in.
I predict a Stasia and Shelley fight.
Really?
Yeah, somewhere in the season, somewhere.
It's probably fair to predict that somewhere in the season there will be a fight between like everybody.
Well, just the reason why I say that, exactly. But I really say that because of their personalities, and I think that Stasia is very smart about the way that she kicks back and observes everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And although Shelley tries to be a big dog, she has a big bark. But we'll see what backs that up.
Another thing with Bad Girls Club is whoever is Allie's at the beginning of the episode, it always shakes it up. So who do we think's getting kicked off first?
Well, it's not going to be Judy. It's not going to be Stasia.
I wonder, because we've never seen a Bad Girls Club where they all make it.
I haven't.
No, there's someone always gets kicked off, and there's always a new girl in the house. It would be really
Do you think they would ever keep the 7 and then add an 8th?
No.
Or has it always been 7?
Mm-hmm.
I say it's going to be like Tasha or Priscilla, even though I don't want it to be. It's going to be one of the flies.
You think they're going to get kicked off, but how would they get kicked off? I don't see them throwing the first punch.
We'll see after this next episode, after what happens with Stasia.
It's funny you said that because I could see Tasha saying, "I can't do this anymore. I don't want to."
And like babying out.
Yeah, because we have seen that before in the past too.
Sure have. With some of my most favorite of contenders, Cat. Yeah.
So yeah, where do we how long do we think Judy's gonna lay on the good side of these people?
I give it 3 days.
3 days, so 3 episodes.
That's impressive.
2 episodes.
I would give it 3 episodes.
Really?
I'll give it 2.
Because I think next week is going to
3
be
business
more
days.
so about somebody else. I think the episode after that, I think Judy's going to be quiet for a little bit. Not too much.
Oh, no. Not for
too
long.
Much. No, not too much. She'll still keep her drama. She'll still be a crazy mofo. She'll be cray-cray.
Just enough to leave her footprints.
Right. She wants to stay in this house. She's pushed enough buttons. I think she'll be quiet for a little bit, but not for too long. Another thing that they're making fun of her wearing heels all the time. Oh, Judy.
Your feet are so dry. No. You got bunions because you wear heels in the morning.
I'm so mad. And what is it with her always carrying her purse like that?
Where is she from again? Is she from out here?
I don't remember where she was from.
One of them's from LA.
It wasn't Judy. But all right, so that's pretty much our episode that we had for you guys tonight. Always great drama, great night. Thank you two for joining me tonight.
Thanks for having us, Janet Tay.
And thank you guys for listening. Until next week, we're out. Bad girls.
What?
Yeah, I get it.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.